Hello everyone. I am excited to welcome you all to the 9th video in the Bold BI Deployment with Docker Containers series. In this video, I will walk you through the steps involved in deploying Bold BI multi-container Docker image with Amazon EKS service. First, let's see what Amazon Elastic Kubernetes service is. Amazon EKS is a managed container orchestration service provided by Amazon Web Services. It is used to simplify the deployment, management, and scaling of containerized applications using Kubernetes clusters on AWS infrastructure. Let me show you the prerequisites for deploying the Bold BI Docker image with Amazon EKS. They are Helm and AWS CLI installation, EKS Cluster Creation, EKS File Storage Creation, and Ingress-NGINX Load Balancer. I'll demonstrate the prerequisites one by one. Open the terminal and check whether Helm is installed using the command Helm. If not, you need to install Helm again to proceed with the deployment. You can find the help documentation link for installing Helm in this video description. Next, you need to install AWS CLI on your machine to communicate with the AWS platform. Find its help documentation in this video's description. To set up the AWS CLI configuration, run the command AWS configure. You will be prompted to provide the required details. Enter the AWS access key ID and AWS secret access key that you have. Then enter the appropriate AWS region code and default output format. Now, the AWS CLI is set up to interact with the services related to your AWS account. Let's move on to the next prerequisite. Open the AWS platform and log in with your account credentials. Next, create a Kubernetes cluster by following the instructions in this document link given in the description. Here is the created cluster I am going to proceed with. With that, let's move on to the next step. To establish Amazon EKS file storage, you'll need to configure two key components: Amazon Elastic File System and EFS CSI driver. EFS is a shared file storage solution for applications within the EKS cluster. EFS CSI driver facilitates the connection between the Amazon EFS file system and the EKS cluster. First, you need to create an EFS file system. Here, the file system has already been created, so I will use it. Next, you need to install the EFS CSI driver to your cluster. It can be done by running the required commands. This command adds the Helm repo to the AWS account. This command updates the Helm repository if it is outdated. This command installs the AWS EFS CSI driver. Now, check the status of the nodes by running the command kubectl get nodes. The status should be ready for the available nodes. You can find the help documentation link for creating EFS and installing EFS CSI driver in this video's description. Now, the EKS file storage has been set up successfully. Next, let's set up the load balancer. The Ingress-NGINX load balancer configuration has been completed using the documentation. You can check whether it is installed using the command kubectl get svc and Ingress-NGINX. The controller details will be displayed if installed correctly. Note down the external IP address for further use. Let's move on to the deployment steps. First, create a namespace to work with the AWS resources using the command kubectl create namespace name. You will receive a message, namespace created. Establish a connection with the EKS cluster by running the following command. Next, add the Bold BI Helm repository to work with Amazon EKS using the command Helm repo, add Bold BI repository link, and update the repository using the command Helm repo update. Next, create and open the values.yaml file, which contains the application configuration details, using the command notepad values.yaml. Copy the code for the file from the GitHub link provided in the description and paste it into the file. Copy the controller's external IP address that was noted down earlier and paste it into the app base URL with the proper protocol. Next, open the AWS console and navigate to the EFS service. Copy the file system ID of the respective instance and paste it in the EFS file system ID under persistent volumes. Now, save the file using the shortcut keys Ctrl+S. Copy the deployment command from the documentation link provided in the description. Paste the command and replace myvalues.yaml with your values.yaml file name. Mention the namespace at the end of the command with N. Run the command and wait for a few minutes. You will receive a message, "Thanks for installing Bold BI." Now, open the browser and enter the controller's external IP address, and you can see that the application has been deployed successfully. That's the end of the video. I hope you found this video helpful in understanding how to deploy the Bold BI multi-container Docker image with Amazon EKS. In the next video, we'll look at some issues faced while deploying Bold BI Docker containers and the troubleshooting steps to resolve them. Thank you for watching.